Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're gonna have a lot of fun. I'm excited to show you all of these crafts. We are going to focus on Valentine's Day themed crafts that you can do from Dollar Tree, and I found quite a few fun things. So go ahead and pour some coffee because I did. I have a nice quiet house. This really doesn't happen to me very often, but I have a nice quiet house today and I am going to do a lot of crafting. So go ahead and pop down into the description box below if you want to see all of the things that I'm using or if you want to learn about any of the machines that I'm using, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is this cute little candy dispenser. How cute is this? My kids were actually with me at Dollar Tree while I was shopping for some things for Valentine's Day. They saw this and I immediately said, yes, we have to have that this year. So I am going to just spray some rubbing alcohol on the front because I want to add a little vinyl right here. And I want to make sure it's nice and clean so the vinyl lays down really nice. Okay, so that's good to go. Now I'm going to grab my little vinyl piece, and I was shopping all of my scraps to find just the right size because this is a small project. Now again, I mentioned at the beginning that all of the materials that I am using will be linked below, but that also includes where I found the design. So if you want this design, check down below and I'll share where I found it. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little bit of transfer tape here, grab some scissors, and trim these out. And then I bought some Valentine's themed M&Ms, which are my favorite. They don't taste any different, but I love the color of them every year. They're just so fun. So we're gonna put those inside. And they should work because of the size of the little dispenser openings there. So we'll test it out and make sure. Okay, so I burnished the front and back to release the vinyl from the cutting paper. And we're gonna put this right on the front. Okay, XOXO. I love the little heart at the end too. And I'm actually gonna reuse this design a little bit later as an example of how you can buy a design one time and then create some different looks. I love doing that. All right, so XOXO, how cute is that? And let's go ahead, this just unscrews like so. So this is a better look at the little opening, so M&M should be perfect for that, but you want to be mindful that you don't get anything too big because they won't fit inside or be able to pass through that little slot. Okay, I'm gonna do a small opening here so I can pour them right on in. And there we go. Oh my goodness, an entire bag fits in there. Literally not any left. Okay, so I'm gonna go upside down with this to get this all placed in there. Okay, so now this is what it looks like. And then you can just turn these and they pop right on out. See how they're in there? That's so cute. My kids are gonna get a kick out of that. Okay, there's our first little craft from Dollar Tree. Again, everything, well, in my area, it's now $1.25, but how cute is that for a fun little piece of Valentine's decor that's delicious also, but $1.25. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. The next thing I want to do is, I'm gonna hide those because if not, those will disappear real quick. Okay, I love these. Now they come in, at least at my Dollar Tree, they come in a couple different sizes, but these are just a bare wood little strip blank and I love them. This one in particular is 10 inches, but I know they make a little bit of a longer one as well. So I went ahead and added some chalk paint to the top because I like that look, and I'm gonna do a fun little heart design. This was actually inspired by a craft that I did many years ago, and it's still one of my favorite pieces of Valentine's Day decor. I did a huge sign, well, not a huge, but it was probably, I don't know, an 8x8 sign, but I did hearts all over, and then I had one heart a different color, and it's still, to this day, I love pulling it out every February, and it's one of my favorite little pieces of decor. So I wanted to recreate it in a different form, and I'm going to do the same kind of thing. So I'm going to have a line of hearts, but I'm going to have one that's a little bit of a different color. Okay, so first I'm going to grab some transfer tape once more because I need a longer piece. Okay, let's release that. And place this right on down. Okay, a little short on that side, but that's okay. As long as it gets most of it, we're good to go. I'm grabbing my little scraper to do the front and the back. If I had my Valentine's Day decor out, I would show you that other craft. If you're a Bethadilly bestie and you've been with me since the beginning, I'm sure you remember which one it is. It's so fun. Okay, then I'm simply going to get this aligned just like I'd like it. Whoops. Okay, that looks good. Okay. Finish that down with my fingers. You can go back with a scraper as well. And we'll just remove the transfer tape. Okay, now I'm going to do this little one, and I'm just going to reuse a little corner of this to apply the last heart. Okay, center that how I'd like it. Okay, that looks good. And there we go. So that's just a fun one that I wanted to recreate. I love the look of that. And I like leaving the sides of my pieces the bare wood just because it gives a lot of fun dimension. So there is another fun idea. I love these little wood strips from the Dollar Tree because there's so many fun things that you can do with them. Okay, the next thing that I would like to do is a fun little arrow sign. Now, Dollar Tree has these cute signs that you can use for the middle of a wreath or any other type of decor. You can also remove the rope and you could put it on a wooden stake and do some type of garden sign, which is really cute as well. So what I'm gonna do is, again, grab some vinyl, and this time I used a brand new font to me that I'm really excited to have. It's so cute, and I simply spelled out Kissing Booth 25 cents. And I thought that would be super cute on a fun little directional sign like this arrow. Okay, and then for the cents or cent symbol, I just took a C and then I grabbed a shape and made a little line to create that because the font that I am showing you does not have that symbol. At least I couldn't find it. Okay, so we're just going to place that right there. This is going to look so cute in the middle of a wreath. Okay. And again, adding some transfer tape. Here we go. And burnish. Okay. And if you're new to crafting with vinyl, I like to spin it around and also burnish the back side. It just ensures that it's all pressed together so that the liner is removed and the design stays on the transfer tape. Okay. Again, I should have mentioned I did paint this with chalk paint once more. This does come in a bare wood. I'll just center that where I would like it. Press that down. This time I will burnish that down. And should be good to go. Just go slow when you're peeling these away. Keep your scraper handy so that you can burnish more if needed. Sometimes depending on the blank or material that you're putting it on, sometimes you need to burnish just a little bit more. Okay, that is so cute. I love that. Very fun. And again, the brand new font that I found, isn't it sweet? I'm going to show where I found that down below in the description box. So take a peek down there if you are interested in adding another font to your collection. All right, let's see now. I also wanted to do, I need to heat up my Easy Press because I have some HTV crafts I want to do. All right, so Dollar Tree also has these really cute little canvas with an included easel. I think they're so fun, and I love them because they are really small and appropriate for a tiered tray or a powder room, another like area that you would want something a little bit smaller in terms of decor. So I really like these, and think they're very, very fun to use. So later in the video, we will be doing a reverse canvas, but on this one, we're just going to do a regular canvas, just like so. So I'm just going to leave it as is, and I'm going to add a fun design to it. Now I'm going to actually use an iron-on because this is a fabric-like material, and iron-on will work better for it. All right, I have my Easy Press Mini here. I'm just going to set that to, I guess I could try medium. And then I have 2 pieces of HTV here and a really cute design that we're going to iron on. I've actually had this design saved in my favorites for a while. And then when I was looking for ways to decorate this design popped up in my head immediately because of the nice square nature of this design, but I thought it would be super, super cute on a canvas. Okay, so we are going to layer some hearts, and we're gonna lay these down one at a time, but we're going to layer these so that, let me see how this works. So that, oh, I had that upside down. I was gonna say, well, that's not lining up at all. Okay, so I'm gonna layer this so that I can get an idea of where everything's gonna go. It's gonna look something like that. And again, we're gonna do it one by one, but I'm going to place this here so I know where to center the first layer. Okay, so we'll do something like so. Okay, so now I'm just gonna remove that top layer now that I have this centered where I'd like it. Okay, and then while that is preheating, I am going to simply grab a dishcloth or something that I can place underneath. And why I'm doing that is because I want to build up this space a little bit so that I have something to press on. So it's just gonna give me a little bit of pressure behind there. And this is still preheating, but I'm going to go ahead and just start ironing on my little hearts. And I love the little mini press because it makes for quick work for items like this that you can't really put in a heat press. They're unique in, I don't know how you'd iron on them in size. Okay, so that's tacked down really well. I'm just gonna continue heating that until I feel like it is laid down. And my fingers underneath are being protected by that dishcloth, so I'm good to go there. Okay, that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over and then just cool down my material by placing it on my glass mat. It's just going to help draw out that heat because I want to peel this cold. Okay. Once I feel like that's cool to the touch, I can begin peeling off that first layer. Okay, and that one's laid down. Now I can grab the second layer, align it where I would like it. There we go. Oh, I got a little to the left, but that'll be okay. And then again, place this behind and iron down. And then same thing, once I feel like that has been successfully transferred over, I'm gonna turn this over again and draw out that heat, okay? And then peel off the liner once more. I definitely could have gotten that to the right a little bit more. I don't know what happened there because I definitely took the time to get that aligned, but it's still gonna be adorable. And then there is our cute little piece of decor. So really fun, and again, these little pieces of iron-on were so small, so be sure to shop your little scrap bin, excuse me, so that you can find smaller pieces and reuse those. So this is really fun. I love how that turned out. I'm so glad I finally got to use that design. Okay, Dollar Tree also had some really fun ribbon this year. I loved this one. It was a velvet, and then look how cute this is. This has little eyelet hearts. And I had to pick this up to show you. I don't know that I'm using that today, but I had to have it in my craft room for sure. So what I thought we would do is I want to add some HTV and just personalize this ribbon. So So I'm gonna undo this, and first, what I would like to do is tie this in a bow. Let's get some scissors here. Okay. So I want to create a little bow. Now gosh, is it next week? I don't think so. In a couple weeks, we're going to do some little gift baskets for my kids for Valentine's Day. So this is not from Dollar Tree, it's from somewhere else, and I'll share as we create with these in a couple weeks. But my idea here is to add some fun ribbon. This actually might be a little too chunky for this. So this actually might be, it's just a little, not as flexible. So I'm gonna cancel that and I'll add, oh, you know what? I can add this cute ribbon to these pieces. So I will set this to the side and we'll do that in a couple weeks. Okay, so what I wanna do though is I want to personalize this ribbon, and I'll just use this for a gift bag or something like that. So I have glitter iron-on here. And I like to use a glitter iron-on when I am doing something that is not completely smooth, because the glitter has so much texture on it that if any of this texture wants to show through the iron-on, you won't see it because it'll be lost within this glitter. So it's one of my things that I like to do. Next week, we're going to create a fun, well, we're gonna iron on a blanket, and it has a really, fluffy texture. So I'm gonna be using this iron on once more. So it's just something I think through when I'm choosing what iron on to place down. But again, here is an example of reusing a design. So I thought this would look so cute on a ribbon. But before that, I am going to, let's do this first. I'm going to do a little trim here. Okay. Before I add my iron on. Okay, so there we are. And grabbing my heat pad, we go, so that I have something to iron on too. I'll place my iron on where I would like that to go. Okay. And simply apply the heat. Okay, that seems good. So again, just like I did earlier, I'm just going to place this on my cold mat to draw out that heat and cool it down quickly. And then once it's cool, peel the liner away, and we have some personalized ribbon. Isn't that cute? I love how that turned out. It's really fun. And again, because this has so much texture underneath, it's not shown through on the glitter iron-on because that has texture as well. So it looks amazing. I love how that turned out. So be sure to check out their ribbon this year. It's really fun. And again, I'll put this on a cute little gift bag when it's time to start gift giving for Valentine's Day. Okay, here is a fun idea for a teacher gift. So these are fillable containers from Dollar Tree. Again, $1.25, but you get 4 inside. And what I didn't notice is they also give you the baker's twine and a little heart greeting or cute little message. So that's cool too. Okay, I'm gonna open these up, and I have some vinyl I'd like to place right on the front, but we're also going to fill these with candy. Okay, so one of them again will have the twine, which is really cute, or you can use that other ribbon as well. And then they have these cute little messages, which I'm gonna opt not to do only because I'm going to add a message with vinyl on the front. Okay, before I do that, let's go ahead and fill these. So I bought these yummy, yummy Hershey Kisses. I love the color of them. They are a little pink stripe, and I'm going to fill these up just like so. Okay, and there we go. Actually, I can get a little bit more in there. But these are fun little gift ideas if you want to do them for coworkers, Bible study, friends, neighbors, anything like that. Okay, book club friends, all of the above. so there we go. Now I will add, just gonna add these as a tie. And what's nice about these is that it's going to connect them together so that they don't open up, because there is a little piece on each side. So we're just gonna tie that together as well. And I'm simply gonna tie it like that. You can do whatever you wish. Actually, you know what would be cute is if you kind of tied it as you would an ornament. That would be cute as well. Let's see if we like that a little bit more. Oh, I think that's actually really cute too. Okay, I'm going to fix this one. Okay, I love that. So let's sneak this out of the frame because we don't need heat for this craft. We are going back to adhesive vinyl. And I need my little weeder so I can weed out this design. Now, I saw this design, it was so cute. It kind of does a couple of my favorite things. I love more of a varsity font, and then I am in love with bows right now. As you'll see in next week's video, bows just have my heart lately. So this was a really cute design that I'm gonna put on the front of each of these little hearts. And again, all the information of where I'm finding these designs and my materials, it's all gonna be placed down below for you. Okay, really quickly, I'm gonna go through and, oops, you know what? I'm missing, hold on, I'm missing a bow. Luckily, I didn't fully throw that away yet. I'm just gonna line that right back up. Just like so, good as new. Okay, going through and snagging the middle of the O's. All right, and then I'm gonna reuse some transfer tape that I used earlier, and I'm gonna just do a couple at a time here. Okay, that way I can reuse this 2 times. And go ahead and burnish front and back and decorate the front. Now I'm not going to worry about applying rubbing alcohol to this. These aren't things that are going to be going through the dishwasher or anything like that or being washed. So, oh, I love how that looks. Super cute. I love the small little slant and curve of the letters as well. That's really fun. Okay. Just gonna burnish that down with my fingers to take on the curve of that heart. And there we go. Oh, I love that. How sweet is that? Nice and personalized. And I can just go over and reuse here, and I'll finish these up. Okay, you could also find some designs that have little conversation heart sayings. That would be also a really fun idea to do on these little heart-shaped containers, but I love how these turned out. Again, a simple and very cost-effective way to do some gifts for Valentine's Day that has been around, but I love how those turned out. Super cute. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on a really neat piece of art that we're going to use scrapbook paper with. So both of these pieces you can find at Dollar Tree. They have a little heart-shaped wooden sign or whatever you would like to use it for, heartwood shape. And then they also have a, let's see, this is a 12 by 12 piece of wood with a hanger included. I need to cut the little tag off of that. Actually, I can just rip that off. And it comes in a bare wood, but again, I added some chalk paint to the front of it. And we're gonna set this piece to the side for now. So this is going to be our physical sign in just a bit. What I wanna do here is I'm going to trim this off because I'm not going to need this. I want to add some scrapbook paper to the front of my heart. I'm just going to place this right on down and glue it, if you will. So I have some Mod Podge here that I like to use for projects like this. And I'm gonna open this up and then I'm going to paint it on the surface and we're going to let this dry. I just remembered I wanted to do this craft and I need to give it a little bit of time to dry so we can finish it up towards the end. All right, so I'm gonna open my little squirt bottle up. I like having Mod Podge in these little squirt bottles because it just makes it easy to do. Don't add too much or it's going to wrinkle your paper, but I'm simply going to grab a little foam brush. You want enough that you coat the entire surface, especially the edges, so that the paper doesn't come up. And again, I took that ribbon out, or the, what is it, jute. I took the jute out because we're not gonna hang this. It's simply going to be a little piece of decor. Okay, being mindful to really coat those edges. That way it lays down really nice. Make sure that the paper doesn't lift. And I like to paint towards the edge so that it doesn't dribble down the sides. All right, and I am confident with that application. So I'm just gonna smooth it out. That way we don't have any big pools of it anywhere. And now I'm going to grab my paper. In fact, I'm gonna do it this way. And I'm going to just simply place that down. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go put this under something heavy and I'm gonna allow this to dry. So we are going to circle back to this a little bit later, but I'm gonna go let this dry and then we're going to cut it out and continue creating this little piece of art. Okay, while that's drying, let's do another really simple piece of art just using scrapbook paper. We all have scrapbook paper, well, at least most of us do. Can't speak for everybody, but I'm always finding crafts that I can do to use my scrapbook paper up because it's one of those things that attracts my eye. I always wanna buy it and then it sits in my craft room. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this to create a piece of decor. This came from Hobby Lobby. This also, I should speak to this for a minute. This is the same scrapbook paper pack that the previous craft we did. That piece came from the same collection. So I'll place a link to this collection down below if you're really liking this look. But this came from the Dollar Tree. You have seen it time and time again on my channel. I actually created this part, but I'll show you what it looks like when it comes from the store. I'm gonna go ahead and just remove this. And this is fun because you can create something that's interchangeable. So again, I had a little piece of decor for my craft room here, but I can add something. This is what it's gonna look like when you get it from the store, or it might have something else on it. They also have one with a wooden frame, but turn it over because I think the one with the wooden frame doesn't have the option to remove the back. I think that's a little bit more of a permanent piece of decor. So this is what it'll look like. And again, it can be interchangeable, which is super nice. So you're simply going to measure. I'm just gonna use my measuring thing here. I think this is 5 by 5. Yes, okay. You're going to measure the space that you have and then you can trim down paper or you can, like I did on this one, I actually used iron-on to create this look, or you can use also, you know, regular adhesive vinyl, but I'm gonna trim down my paper here. First of all, I'm going to, well, let's see. I'm gonna figure out which hearts I want to be included. Okay, so I'm just gonna flip this way. I'm going to trim 5 by 5. And actually, you know what I'll do is I want this to be a little bit more centered, so let's see here. Oh, actually that should be pretty centered. Yeah, that should be working. Okay, or that should work. Let's go ahead, remove this. And I like to just keep the other pieces of decor right in the frame as well, because then again, it's truly interchangeable. We'll add our little back piece, turn this around and place it in our frame. All right, and just close the little prongs. And we have a fun little piece of Valentine's Day art. Super simple and quick. You could do this again with vinyl as well. Just get some different colors and place those on there. But this is a really fun way to use your scrapbook paper and create art that's super, super fast. Okay, let's go ahead. We're still waiting for our other one to dry. So I saw at Dollar Tree these sweet little candles. Aren't these cute? And they have a little cork top on them, which I thought was really fun. And I thought we could personalize that piece of it. This is a great way to personalize a piece for a gift. And I went ahead and already pre-weeded it out, but I have this out of a glitter iron-on. I have a little I love you heart. I'm gonna place it right on top, and I'm gonna grab again my heat, which is this little mini press. And I'm just gonna be gentle, monitoring the cork. Make sure it's laying down nice. And once more, turn it over to draw the heat out. Enjoy some coffee while it cools down. Okay, that's cool to the touch. Peel off the liner, and within almost, actually, I don't even think that was a minute, within seconds, a little personalized gift. And I love the glitter on that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so adding iron-on to a little cork topper. Again, this is from Dollar Tree, makes for a really fun little gift. Okay, now let's go ahead and I want to do the reverse canvas. So Dollar Tree has a couple different sizes of canvas. I also think it comes in black as well, which is really fun around Halloween, or if you are doing maybe a chalkboard look. But they have two different sizes. This is a 5x7, well, it's a 6x8, but when we go to do our design, we're gonna use a 5x7. And then this is an 8x10. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the smaller one today. And unlike last time when we did the canvas with the easel, we left the canvas completely intact. But this time we are going to take this apart and we're going to do a reverse canvas. So I'll show you how to do that. It's one of my favorite crafts to do because it completely transforms a canvas, which is really fun, but it's also really simple to do and it makes quite a difference. So I'm going to grab a craft knife, and on the outside of these, my watch is saying get moving. I'm crafting right now. On the outside of the staples, I'm going to just score to remove our liner, which is the canvas. We're going to cut the canvas off of the frame here. And you might have to add a little bit more pressure on the corners because the canvas is folded, so there's lots of layers there. Okay, but once you've scored it, you can go ahead and you want to gently remove it though. You don't want it to tear because we are going to be using this canvas. Okay, we're not removing it and throwing it away. We are going to reuse it in just a moment. And then these inside pieces you can simply take and throw away. Okay, so now we have it removed, and I accidentally tore my canvas. I've never done that before, but I accidentally tore my canvas a little bit over here. So I'm hoping I have enough room this way, which I do, yep, to where we won't see that. We can just cut that off. All right, so I'm going to just take a moment and clean up the back. You don't need to remove the staples because they will be covered up, but if you want to take the step and do so, then go for it. Okay, so that is good enough. And now what we're going to do is, here's the frame. We're gonna set this to the side. I'm gonna clean up these pieces and I can trim off that. Okay, now I'm going to get my heat pad because we are going to iron on a design. And speaking of that, I have my design here. Let's go ahead and weed this out. Once again, this is iron-on because canvas is a fabric, so iron-on would be a more appropriate choice to place on it. Okay, so this is going to say, I think, faith, hope, and love, but the hope that's going to go in the middle, whoops, is, let's see which piece is coming out there, going to be out of a different color. So I have this light pink as well, getting little middles, my letters, one should just weed out. So, and there we go. Okay. And up here as well. Should be good to go. All right, so here is part of our design. And the other part we'll weed out right here. Okay, and this one's cute because it has some heart embellishments in there. I gotta find where I gotta weed though. These are pretty detailed, which ends up being super cute. Okay, so see how this design has, the font kind of has little inside pieces, but also the hearts, which is so fun. So I'm just going through and removing, come here, all those little tiny embellishments. And weeding, if you're new to vinyl and heat transfer vinyl, it's simply removing anything that you don't want on your project, on your final project. So once we iron this on, you can't take it back off. So you want to make sure that you take your time and remove all of the little pieces. Okay, and equally important, you want to make sure you remove all of these little pieces from your work area because they can accidentally get ironed onto your project as well once heat is involved. Okay, so now we get to iron these pieces onto our canvas. So I am going to really quickly turn this over and just kind of straighten this out. And again, I have my tear, so I want to be mindful to place that in an area that we're going to end up cutting off, which you'll see in a minute. Okay, so here is my canvas. Scoot this in here. And what I want to do next is I'm going to bring in my frame, just like that. Okay, and again, I'm covering that tear, so no problem that that happened. And I'm going to use my frame here so that I can get this centered. That way I know where my design's going to go. And that looks good. Let me trim down the side here, because if not, I can't lay that within that frame very nicely. I just want to see where this is going to go before I iron it down. I can remove the frame so I can bring in my heat and apply the vinyl with heat. Okay, so for heat transfer vinyl, just like the name says, it's going to transfer with heat. Regular adhesive vinyl is when you are going to just use your transfer tape, like we've been using this blue transfer tape. You are going to use that with adhesive vinyl. So sometimes people are confused between the two because they're both a vinyl, but they have different applications. And again, heat transfer vinyl is really good for fabrics because it's more permanent and you wouldn't put just a sticky adhesive on a shirt or anything like that, because think of it like a sticker. Okay, whereas this one, you heat right onto it. Okay, so that should be good to go. Again, like always, cool it down. If you have a cold surface, the heat, you literally can feel it just instantly cool down. Just makes for quicker crafting, so you're not waiting around for things to cool. And then you can just simply remove the liner and your heat transfer vinyl will stay right on there. Okay, now I'm gonna keep this in frame. Again, I have a little piece here, so again, I have to make sure that comes off so that it doesn't get ironed on. But this piece is gonna go right here. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm simply going to place this liner right back on top so it protects my other vinyl from the heat. So you don't want to have exposed vinyl with your heat. You don't want to iron over anything that's exposed. And I noticed this little piece was kind of coming up, so I'm going to re-iron that down. Okay, and again, that should be just fine. You always just want to monitor your project. That way you can determine if it needs a little bit more time with the heat, or sometimes it's done a lot quicker. So always keep a close eye on it. Okay, take this right on off, and there is our design. Okay, so that's ironed on. Now what we're going to do is reassemble and create our piece of art here. So what I like to do, and there's many ways you can do this. You can do it with staples, you can do it with tacks. I've done it all the ways, but my favorite way is to do this with hot glue. But before we attach this, what I'm going to do is grab a pen, and I am going to, again, making sure that this is centered where I'd like it. Okay. I'm going to just trace along the edge. Whoops. Little pen on there, darn. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my scissors, and I'm going to look at the line, but I'm going to cut inside of the line. So I'm going to see where my cut line is, and then I'm going to trim inside of it. That way it's a little bit smaller than my frame. Okay, so I'll cut all the way around. And luckily, trimming off most of that rip, so that's perfect. Okay, there we go. Now we can go ahead and, again, I like to use hot glue, but we're going to attach this. And because I got a little ink on that, I'm just going to put it at the bottom because then it's not so much of an eyesore. It almost looks like it's part of the wood, which is okay. It's kind of a rustic piece because, as you can see on the inside, there's like a stamp there, because you never know what you're going to get on the inside of these frames. So no problem. All right, so let's go ahead and add our glue. Okay, now that my hot glue is all heated up, I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to place a bead of glue really, really quickly along the edges here. And again, hot glue dries super fast, so that's one of the reasons I like it. It's very quick. Makes for a quick project, but I'm going to turn this around and glue that down. And while it's still a little bit hot, I'm going to just kind of pull those edges along the back so that it's nice and tight. Okay, and I can trim down any areas that's a little bit too long. I missed any. Okay, and then you completely transform into a new piece of art. Isn't that fun? So again, this is what it's going to start out as, just a regular traditional canvas, but look at how fun that looks once you do the reverse canvas technique. I love it. So colorful. I love the addition of the wood. You can still just, apply it like we did with the other canvas. You can simply apply a design right to the front, but look at what a different look you can create when you take a little bit more time. Okay, so again, lots of different sizes at Dollar Tree for these little canvases, and they make for really cute crafting. And again, $1.25, so really, really affordable. Okay, so we will be circling back to our final craft in just a little bit, but I also found a little dish, and it's so cute because it has confetti inside. How fun is that? So really cute idea, and then what we're going to do is simply add some cute little hearts to the inside. Now, a good reminder here is that vinyl is not food safe, so you are going to want to either place a napkin down before you put food in there, or you could just do wrapped candy, which is what I'm going to do. You don't also need to use this as a candy dish at all. In fact, I'm going to, that was kind of my first idea when I saw it. I'm gonna add some rubbing alcohol though. But you could use this to, be a little drop zone for your keys, something like that. Really cute. Okay, I am going to, this is such a simple little heart, and I found these hearts in Cricut Design Space, so that's why you won't see a link to the design down below, but I'm simply gonna add some fun little hearts and just cutesy this up a little bit more. And because it's such a simple heart, it's easy to apply like you would a sticker. So I'm not gonna grab any transfer tape or anything like that. Okay, but you certainly can do so. Let's maybe put one here. There we go. Okay, and let me add one kind of going and taking the curve of the side over there. That's really fun. I think I cut out 10 or 12 of these hearts, and they are 1/2 inch, but completely transformed the look of that. Isn't that fun? So, fun little dish. Again, $1.25. They have it labeled as a plate, so that's really cute. But once again, if you do decide to put vinyl on it, it's not food safe, so you won't want to place actual food right on top of it. All right, super fun. Okay, I'm gonna bring my cutting mat here. This is nice and dry. I did get a little bubble in it, or a little crease in it when it was drying. Must have been how I had the book on there, or my weight on there, but that's okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this around now that it's nice and dry. And again, I'm gonna bring back that craft knife, and I'm simply going to score around the edge. And in fact, I'm gonna start over here because I can see it really nicely. And I'm simply going to trim away all of my extra paper so that it takes the shape of the heart. And you can go ahead and add additional glue if you're noticing any of your edges need a little bit more. So go ahead and do so. But this is a really quick way to use your scrapbook paper and create some fast art. Okay, so how cute did that turn out? I love it. Now I noticed that it was lifting right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab just a little bit of my, whoops, that was too much. Okay, a little bit of my glue, and I'll just simply press that down. Okay, and we'll allow that to dry. I love how that turned out. It's so fun. Okay, now you can, from this step forward, use whatever you would like in terms of adhesive, but I am going to use some foam squares. That way I can get a little bit of dimension and have it pop up, but you can use hot glue or anything like that, but I'm simply going to attach these two pieces together. I have these foam squares, which are really nice. And again, our paper covered that little hole. And I've actually found these to also be really effective when applying two pieces together. So easy peasy, but you can use whatever you'd wish. Okay, I'm gonna use my little weeder to grab hold of these liners. That way we can take them off and reveal a double-sided adhesive. Whoops. Turn this right on over. This right up here. Actually, I'm gonna go like this so that I can kind of get an accurate look. I'm going to put this right about there. Looks really nice. I'll press that down. And we have some instant art there. Isn't that fun? Okay, so there is a fun way. Again, both of those wood pieces came from Dollar Tree. Fun way to use scrapbook paper and create some quick art. Alrighty, I feel like we accomplished so much with all of these fun Dollar Tree finds. So cute. Now again, your regular canvas, this is how that would turn out. I love the size of this, but you can transform it with a reverse canvas. Just a reminder, you can do that on this little guy as well. Okay, also I love how this little tray, it turned out. They call it a plate, but you could use it as a little candy tray, or you can do, again, a little drop zone for keys, wallet, things like that. And I'm really excited to use this on a gift this year. Very easy to personalize some ribbon, just get some iron on. Again, I like the glitter just because it can hide anything that's textured from coming through. And then we have a fun little recreation of a sign I did long ago. Be sure to check out the video for that. It's really fun to do and just as easy. We have lots of little gifts. Again, coworkers, neighbors, Bible study friends, anything like that. It's a really, really quick and easy way to just show a little love on Valentine's Day. And then probably one of my favorites was the little candy dispenser. That's going to be so fun. All right, be sure to let me know which one was your favorite down below. Again, everything that I used will be listed down below. That way you can add any new things to your craft room if you would like, or if you want to learn a little bit more about what I've been using. All right, everyone, I will see you next week for some more Valentine's Day fun. Next week, we are going to do Target, and Target has some really cute things. So stay tuned. Next Saturday, we're going to continue Valentine's Day crafting, and it's going to be an exciting video. All right, see you next time.